Okay, so 2 more films to talk about. The first of which is Conclave, directed by Edward Berger, stars Ralph Fiennes, Stanley Tucci, John Lithgow, Isabella Rossillini. The IMDb says, when Cardinal Lawrence is tasked with leading one of the world's most secretive and ancient events, selecting a new pope, he finds himself at the center of a conspiracy that could shake the very foundation of the Catholic Church. If I just read that, I wouldn't watch this film. If I just read that was my introduction to this film, I wouldn't have watched it, because that to me sounds like boring AF.
Oh, thanks, not from me.
Now, this was it is selecting a new pope, but it's kind of a mystery. There's a mystery underneath it all, and Ralph Fiennes is kind of like Columbo, trying to get to the bottom of the mystery in a way, you know what I mean? And he's part of it as well, because he's one of the people that could be voted for pope, but he doesn't want to be pope. Or at least we think that. And there's these guys, some of them do, like the ones that really want it, they shouldn't have it because they're not, they're too extreme. And the ones that should have it don't want it because they're too pure. And there's a bit of a reveal at the end, which is kind of like, very topical. Won't give that away here, but it was a bloody good watch. Really nice filmmaking, stunning to look at, really nicely paced. Didn't spoon feed you everything. Left your own imagination to a lot of the stuff that was going on there in the corridors of power in St. Peter's. I really enjoyed it, surprisingly. Couldn't really be arsed with a church movie otherwise, but this was bloody good.
Yeah, I mean, I only finished watching it just before this podcast, a few hours before this podcast, so it's fresh for me.
Nice.
Very interesting. You say production value is amazing. Interestingly, I was reading that the costumes, they deliberately went for the 17th century colour palette of the costumes and stuff, because the modern ones are a bit too boring. And I agree, because the costumes look great and the production values they've gone for.
Right.
The setting is great in this, I think.
Yeah.
Everything is shot really well. Even the place where they all stay, it's like the hotel of the priests almost. It's like something out of Black Mirror. It's all a bit weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was intrigued to watch it because Ralph Fiennes. I mean, anything Ralph Fiennes is in, I am there for.
Exactly, yeah.
He is the best. But also Stanley Tucci and John Lithgow, amazing as always.
And Isabella Rossillini, always amazing.
And Rossillini. But it's a very intriguing film. As you say, it's paced very nicely, shot very nicely. And every little moment when they zoom in on Ralph Fiennes' face and he's crying or he's inquisitive or whatever, it really resonates something, as you say, it really slowly unfolds these conspiracies and mysteries and many twists and turns, and nothing is as it seems. Ultimately, it's about power and corruption, right? And that quote near the beginning of the film, those who want it the most are exactly the people you don't want to take this position.
Yeah.
And it's like, exactly. And that kind of sums a lot of the feelings up throughout the film, and lots of very interesting stuff going on. It kind of, in the end of the day, reminds you of like any kind of political thriller or anything, or something about the royals or ancient kingdoms. It's the same story again and again, right? It's a power, corruption, conspiracy.
It's Macbeth.
It's Macbeth. It's all those classical tales and Shakespeare. But the one thing I thought was really interesting about this was it all feels very ancient and old religion, right? They're all in their robes and in this old building and everything. But then you've got like a priest on his iPhone or a priest with a vape in his mouth, and it's a little offset of like,
But that tells you everything about the church, doesn't it? That
it does.
It is an ancient institution, but it's also one that is constantly grappling with modernization, and that has something to, it has something to say about that in this film as well. The idea of the politics behind that. And that whole idea of we're in a war, you must choose a side, very much a political economy of what's been happening in the States in the last 12 months.
This is a conclave, Aldo. It's not a war.
It is a war, and you have to commit to a side.
And the ending as well is brilliant. And yeah, we won't spoil it, but it's very.
It was a brave ending.
Very brave and very interesting ending. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought, yes, I'm up for this.
Yeah, me too. It was a good film. I definitely recommend it. Even if you totally balk at the idea of watching a bunch of Catholics be, select their next Elvis, then, forget all that. This is a damn fine film. Forget the dressage. This is one you got to see, isn't it? Not as good as The Pope Must Die with Robbie Coltrane, but certainly a good Pope movie. Better than The Two Popes. Thanks very much for watching this video. We really appreciate it. The best way to support this channel is by dropping us a like and subscribing. Other ways to support us include buying me a coffee and Patreon. This video was sponsored by funkytshirts.co.uk. Check out their website for a full range of awesome t-shirt designs. You can find all the links in the description.